Good evening, welcome to the Fortnightly report. Today our special guest is Nino Brown. Welcome to the show.
Good to be here, man.
Good to have you. So let's talk to the fans about some of your history. Where did it all start for you as a DJ?
As a DJ, man, I've been doing this shit for a long time. So I'm probably one of the last generations of people that actually bought vinyl records. So I started off just, you know, being a lover of hip-hop music and culture. And I used to buy 12-inch maxi singles when I was still at school. And I had probably a crate or two of hip-hop records. And then I wanted to start making my own mixtapes. Basically just to be able to have continuous music. It used to blow me away just to hear a DJ, just a basic beat mix. Used to blow my mind. So I got into it kind of like a very sort of innocent, pure form and wanted to do parties. And then a couple of years later, my brother used to work at a record store. I think it was called Slam Records. And he brought home the 1995 DMC video, which had Rock Raider in it, and that really kind of got me into wanting to scratch. And I used to listen to guys like ASK and KC, and I used to scratch a little bit, but I didn't really know what I was doing, and that video definitely helped me to see what was going on.
ASK won the first DMC championship in Sydney?
I'm not sure, I don't know, I think there was a guy, I can't remember the guy's name, but I think there was someone else who was the first Australian champion, yeah. And then I think ASK won it for 2 years running after that. But yeah, ASK is a legend,
Run
big
DMC
inspiration.
Presented his award.
I didn't know that, but that's crazy.
Yeah, I think it was Jam Master J or one of the Run
that'd
DMC.
That'd be a moment, man. Shouts to ASK, shouts to KC,
yeah, the
whole DMC. Dope.
Yeah. So back then you were making mixtapes. What was some of the equipment that you were working with?
Well, it's the same sort of gear now. I mean, Two Technics turntables. I used to have. You know, I got the DMC mixer after seeing the video. I was like, yeah, I need that. And I started out with a Tascam multi-track, 4-track recorder, which is pretty basic.
Yeah. And
from that I went on to some other bits of gear, and yeah, eventually went digital.
Yeah. So you've toured extensively throughout the country, throughout the world. What are some of the places you've been?
Outside of Australia, I've played in the Philippines, Indonesia, Jakarta, Bali. Bali actually most recently. And I've played in
Dubai.
Played in Dubai, played in Taipei with Timo Marji, aka Timo-Matic, and he and I are about to hit Vietnam actually, which is gonna be pretty sick.
What are some of the acts?
Sorry, and I played in the UK. That was wild. It was freezing fucking cold.
Yeah. And
I played in Switzerland one time. That was cool.
Who are some of the people that you've DJ'd for over the years?
Well, as far as artists, Timo Marji's been the first one where I've been the tour DJ, and that's something. That was a career step I always wanted to do. It's a lot of fun. I really dig it. Shouts to Timo Marji. And as far as like opening up concerts and things like that, one of the biggest ones, I was DJing for a group called Smash Proof,
yep,
which is Tyree and Young Sid from New Zealand. Yep. And they were the support act on the Rock the Block tour, which had Jay-Z, Neo, and Rihanna.
Yeah. Was that in the States?
No, that was here,
that was
around Australia, and that was crazy. And it was in the contract that everyone had to leave the backstage area, basically, so Jay could walk around without getting bothered.
Yeah.
And it was pretty funny because the Smash Proof dudes, they're a lot more wild than people really know, man.
Yeah.
And I used to have to try and keep them quiet, and I used to stand in the doorway every day and wait for Jay to walk past and be like, "What up?" That was the highlight of the tour, man. But yeah, that was dope. I've done Snoop Dogg, I've done a lot of things, did all the Superfest tours.
Yeah.
Got to hang out with Fat Joe. I nearly blew up Fat Joe with a with a dry ice cannon. He'd walked around the front of my DJ console to watch the festival, and I had a foot pedal. I was about to step on it, and I just happened to see him there.
Lucky.
My day would have gone downhill quick if I shot him with the cannon.
So what are some of your favourite shows that you've done most memorable?
The last Superfest was off the chain, man. They had this crazy, I know a lot of people went, but if you missed it, you can imagine the stage like this, and then on the side they had this elevated DJ box. that was kind of like about 10 or 15 feet above everybody. And it was sick because I used to just be positioned there and I could see the show, and then a lot of the artists used to come and hang out with me to watch the show.
Yeah, it's like
so
a box.
Yeah, so I got to meet a lot of dudes, and T-Pain would always come and hang out, and like, you know, even Fat Joe, like I was amazed at how much of a fan of hip-hop Fat Joe really is.
Yeah.
That he watched everyone's show, you know.
Yeah.
And Buster would come, and it was cool, man. I mean, I got to talk to people a little bit. Buster was kind of grumpy.
Yeah.
Wasn't, you know, I don't know, maybe he didn't like the weather, I don't know what it was. But it was cool, man, a lot of fun, and trying to think what else. I've done a few, man. It's just, you know, like a show can have 100 people and be just as much fun as a show that's got 30,000 people. It's just all about the vibe in the room 100%. And the vibe of the people there, man. So I love this shit. I love DJing so much, and that's why I still do it, man.
Yeah.
You know.
So where are we right now?
This is my studio in the city, Sydney, and I do everything in here. We've got a booth. We've recorded artists. I do my DJ mixes. I dabble in production. I'm not the greatest producer, but you know, I'm alright. And I work with a lot of dudes. I've got a record coming out with Khaled. Yeah, man, we had a lot of people in here. We've had shit. We had Lil Jon in here. We had all kinds of people. We've had you in here. Who'd you have in here? You had
Daz and Corrupt.
Daz and Corrupt. That's right. Curse has been through. We've had a lot of people, man. We had the funny story. Once we had Royce the 5'9" came in.
Yeah.
When Slaughterhouse were out here. And it was a funny story, man. We set him up, and we had the beat looping, and he was writing a track. And you know, we left him in peace, went and chilled out, played PlayStation, and he was in here for like 2 hours, like just writing. Then he came in, he wanted me to record him, so we recorded him, and shit was dope. I probably still got it somewhere. And then he was like, "Cool, thanks, man. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna re-record it when I get home." We're like, and would have done a whole album in 2 hours. But no, it was funny, man. Shouts to Royce. He was a good dude, and it was really cool. We had Joel Ortiz in here, and yeah, man, it's cool, man. It's good having a space outside of the house, at a studio at home.
Definitely.
For a long time, and you know, I've got a 4-year-old son now, so that doesn't really work out like it used to. But yeah, it's good to have my own space.
So you got a lot of working relationships with a lot of overseas and homegrown artists. What are some of the most memorable moments with some of these people?
Yeah, man, like, you know, relationships are important, man. I'm not one to try and give advice, but the one bit of advice is, you know, always be cool with people, because you never know who they're going to be,
100%.
you know. And I remember touring with Fat Man Scoop in 2000 or 2001, and his little brother was on the road.
Yeah.
And his little brother was just partying, chasing girls, doing all the stuff like, you know, 21-year-old guy does.
Yeah. And
then now he's one of the big wigs at MMG. You know, and I've got like a 15-year relationship with the dude, so he still texts and calls, and it's cool. And you know, shout out to guys like Kirk Harding and my man B-Side, and they used to be Loud back in the day, and they put me onto Akon's music, and I mixed one of Akon's first promo mixtapes, which was pretty cool. And you know, Akon's become Akon that we all know now. And same thing, whenever he's out, he's a cool guy. I've opened up to him a few times, and you know, he's always totally chilled, never too big to come say what up and hang out.
That's definitely like those long-term relationships is where you build a good bond with somebody, and you usually get good results. Yeah,
man, and like, you know, people that work hard in any business, you know, like, it's corny to say, but you know, real recognize real, and
yeah.
You know, if you meet somebody and then 10 years later you guys are still in the same business, usually you've progressed. You may be doing different things, you may be doing the same thing, and like be a fucking master at it, you know.
Especially in this business where 90% of the people that you see today you won't see tomorrow.
It's a big thing, man. Like, I've worked with artists that have come through and they tell me they're the real thing and they're about this life, and then, you know, come summer, they got a girlfriend or something's changed and they're gone.
Exactly.
Locked up, all kinds of things.
Cracked out. Fucking, you worked with a lot of brands over the years. What are some of the business ventures you've been involved with?
Yeah, man, worked with a lot of brands. I mean, shout out to DJ Pogo. He's part of the Chief Rockers family. I met Pogo in 99 or 2000. I just finished the New South Wales DMC finals. I came second. That was a dope year. Me, Stanley, and Samurai won that. Yeah. I can talk forever, motherfuckers. I get trapped in this room all day long.
Tell them the stories that no one
But anyway, back to Pogo. Me and Pogo got along like a house on fire, and he was kind of like, don't be shy to, you know, not exploit the brands, but obviously, you know, work with these brands, yeah, because you're in a position to do that, you know. And I'm always been, I mean, you know me for a while now, like, I'm a real straight shooter, I'm a real straight up guy, so I mean, the first brand I worked with, one of the first brands was Autophon, the DJ needles.
Yeah.
And I remember calling the dude and being like, you know, I want to do this, I want to do this. And sometimes brands, they don't know, and sometimes they come off a bit arrogant, maybe because they're busy. But he was kind of like, yeah. And I was like, dude, I got the $50 to buy your product.
Yeah.
But I can do a lot for you, and if I'm going to do that, show me some love. And it was funny, and by coincidence, I was on a TV show. I don't know if I was DJing for Trey or someone. It was years ago. I think Trey must have been there. For some reason, I remember Trey being there.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it showcased the product. So, you know, I've hit up loads of companies. I've always had good results. I've got working relationships currently with Casio, which stemmed from a relationship with G-Shock, which has now led to some Casio controller stuff. And me and DJ Samurai got some shit coming out with them.
Pretty serious names.
Yeah, done stuff with Nike, done stuff with Joker brand, built a relationship with, you know, Mr. Cartoon, Estevan Oriol. Through that, I met DJ Muggs from touring with Cypress Hill. Yeah, and brands are cool, man.
You went to the Soul Assassin Studios, yeah?
Yeah, man, been to they got a creative studio in downtown LA, which is where Cartoon would tattoo out of. They just moved out recently, and Esteban had his photo studio there, and they had all the lowriders, and it was pretty dope. And then I've also been to Muggs' lab, they call it the Soul Assassins compound, and that shit is crazy. Muggs has got this whole house, it's kind of like the whole garage area set up as this wicked studio. They do SA radio out of there, and man, he has plaques literally from, like, you know, I got a couple plaques and the shit looks cool, but when you check out Muggs' spot, he's literally got them from the floor to the ceiling, every fucking room.
Hectic.
From Janet Jackson to all kinds of shit, man. He's done a lot, that dude. Much respect to Muggs.
Would have been an experience.
Definitely. And they got Soul Assassins kennels, man. Muggs is into dog breeding. But they're into some shit, man.
So there's a lot of avenues being in the music industry that you can stem off and find certain markets that are untapped, and they cross over to mix with music, and you're probably one of the people in Sydney that does that more than anyone.
Yeah, man. I mean, we've got a lot of strippers now that rap or they strip to you. That shit's kind of cool. And, there's a couple other chicks. Yeah, and we got some, you know, escorts that, you know, they'll spit a hot 16 while they're squatting on you and stuff.
Good sponsor.
No, I've done a couple of things. I ended up, through my endorsement with Joker, we ended up, myself and DJ Don Juan ended up distributing Joker in Australia for a couple of years, and that was cool. But you know, my passion's the DJing and the music, so we sort of let that go in the end and handed it over to someone who could do a better job than us.
Yeah. So what are you currently doing, and what are you currently working on?
Well, as you guys know, I've been doing Blazing for a long time.
What's that? What number are you up to now?
The last one we did was Blazing 2014, and then this year came out with a new series called Downloadable Dope. And what we've done is, because, you know, nowadays, like, CDs don't sell, obviously, and DJ mixes for just regular stuff can be heard, you know, on SoundCloud for free and things like that. So what we did is we came with some themed mixes. So the first one was a throwback mix that came out in February, did pretty good. And I've just started up my own label called Digital Dope, and I've got a distribution deal through Universal Music. Got the first record coming out that I produced, which is a trap record, kind of a festival trap vibe. I was inspired.
That song you just played me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the shit.
And that was inspired from the Good Life Festival I did early this year. I got to open up for Little John and Carnage, and I'd never heard of Carnage before, man, but that guy had some fucking joints, and just seeing the energy. And I'm not really into EDM, but the festival trap was cool, and I had done some sessions with Greg Nice, and I thought, you know what, there might be a way I can add some vocals to this and kind of add my personality to it, because I think when people make music, they forget that they've got to add their personality, because that's what you're projecting. Like, I can't be a better rapper than you because you're doing you if you're doing it properly, and I'm doing me. So, like, everyone's very different and unique, you know.
You've got to bring what you got.
Yeah, man. I've got another single coming out with Vince Harder and King Mez. King Mez is a North Carolina rapper.
Dre's latest
That's
album.
right. He's on 3 records on Compton. He's Dre's newest artist. So I got a verse out of him, which is pretty sick. And I've got another single coming out with a singer named Maribel out of Melbourne. She's incredible.
Yeah.
Young, talented artist from Melbourne. And I Am Suze on that one. So I've got some shit, getting an American on there with an Australian, and you know, trying to make something cool.
Yeah. And when's a rough release date for some of those tracks, you think?
Go Wild is the trap record that's coming out August 28th.
Yeah. And that's on iTunes?
It'll be on iTunes, it'll be everywhere, Beatport, all that shit.
But look out for that. It's dropping real soon.
That's right, Digital Dope Music.
Anything exciting coming up in the future? Anything you want to say to the fans?
To the fans, thank you. And I'm going to be touring with Jason Derulo, T.I. and Jeremiah in October. That should be cool. You have to come check out the Sydney show.
Yeah, for sure.
And what else I got coming up? Myself and DJ Samurai are working heavily with Casio on some DJ controllers for like entry-level joints for kids that are just starting out. And it's pretty exciting, man, because we feel like it's a way to, you know, sort of pass on the knowledge and, you know, help kids. Because I know when I was first getting into it all, sometimes it's overwhelming and you don't know where to start.
Yeah.
So that's cool. And I've also been working on a syllabus to teach DJing in music class at schools. That's pretty cool. And the company Music EDU, who I'm doing that with, they already do them for production and keyboard playing. So.
And that's throughout schools around Australia?
Australia and the world.
Wow.
So we're tying that into Casio. We're trying to do a deal where they'll bundle up the first lesson online when you buy the DJ controller. So that'll be pretty sick, man.
That's
good.
Exciting. Passing the knowledge on. You became an expert in your chosen field, and
yeah, man, trying to do our thing.
That's what you got to do. Pass on to the next generation.
Got to shout out the crew, the Chief Rockers. We've got DJ Samurai, DJ Nike, Just One, my man S-Man, and also DJ JT's just become a part of it. Myself, we're trying to do some cool shit this year. My man Just One just put out the Entourage mixtape. I don't know if you heard that.
No.
But the shit is fucking bananas. What he did is he took parts from all the DVDs and he made a scratch intro where they're talking about him.
Hectic.
By cutting up their words. Like, it's next level.
That's
and like, you know, like part of the Chief Rockers, the cuts are official, everything is on point.
Yeah.
But on a creative level and the amount of work to listen to the entire series, and he's taken notes and typed things up and I need this phrase for this and this phrase for this, and the shit is bananas, and he still manages to make drum look like a punk. So it's sick. Samurai's got some shit. Samurai's always got some shit, but Samurai's got some shit. Check him out on facebook.com/DJ Samurai. Nike's killing the dancehall shit. S-Man's heavy into that too. JT, you know him, legend, works with everybody. And I'm doing my thing, man. Everyone's very busy, man. We love this DJ shit. It's what we're really into. And nowadays, a lot of these new kids that are out DJing, I think they do it because they think it's cool or whatever. And I mean, you know, we do it because we think it's cool. But this is what we're into, man. This is, people love hip hop. This is what we do.
You made it work for you, and I'm sure you've seen thousands of DJs come and go over the years.
Yeah, man. And I think the ones that truly love DJing, they stick around.
Yeah.
It's the same with MCs and musicians. Like, if you love it, I was talking to someone about someone who told us that they'd given up music, and the reaction was like, wow, how do you give that up? You know, like some people, if you love it, you love it.
That's what you do.
Yeah, man.
You refuse to give up until you got what you know.
Well, it's just something you do, man. Like, you know, Samurai and I talk about it a lot, but like, if we stopped working professionally, we would still do this, and we would still cut records and cut break beats and search for new music, and it's just our passion. That's just how we express it.
Oh, it's good to see people like yourself with such drive, and it's inspiration for any kids coming up.
This room's got no windows. I don't get out a lot, so when I get the chance to talk, I'm like,
Well, they can get you on your Facebook, Instagram,
Facebook.com/DJ Nino Brown, and on Instagram at DJ_Nino Brown.
Do you have a website?
DJNinoBrown.com and Pornhub.com/DJ Nino Brown.
Get on the categories and you'll find the Nino Brown category.
Not really. They banned me. It was too out of shape. But yeah, man.
Well, thanks for being a guest on the show.
Thank you for having me, man.
Appreciate it.
Much respect. And yeah, man, for anyone that's into this shit, if there's any way I can help you, feel free. Email me, info@djninobrown.com. You see I like to fucking talk. I email a little bit too, so hit me, man. I had loads of people help me get to where I want to be, and it's only right to do the same thing, man.
There you go. Email him if you got some talent. Have a good chat with you.
Email me to slag me out. I get plenty of that too, man. Shouts to the haters.
Got to keep busy, you know. Give them something to throw at.
Yeah.
Alright, that's the Fortnightly report for another evening. Appreciate it. Tune in next time.